Hello, welcome to another episode of The Well. Today I have someone who's near and dear to my heart. It's Fumi Hall. She is been in the family for a long time. One of my son's best friends, near and dear, known them since high school, and they are now college graduates. It's so hard to believe. And the reason what got us here is because during the holidays, we were having a conversation in my dining room and don't even know how we got on the subject, but it led us to talking about cyberbullying. And I remember you telling me that you were actually cyberbullied.
I was.
And it just shocked me and stunned me that someone so near and dear was actually cyberbullied, and I didn't know that. And I remember asking you, would you mind coming and sharing your story because maybe we can help someone or a young person out there too who hear your story and maybe it can help them. So, Fumi, can you just tell us first of all, tell the listening audience a little bit about yourself?
Yes. My name is Fumi. I recently graduated from Mississippi College. I also attended Ole Miss,
Mhm.
and I have my bachelor's degree in computer science.
Mhm.
And today I'm going to be talking about um, cyberbullying and my experience and how I can help others.
Okay. So when did you first notice the signs that cyberbullying and it was actually directed towards you?
It was in seventh grade. I was in this group. Everyone wants to fit in, so there was always group chats and things like that.
Mhm.
And I found myself in a group chat, and I noticed that people were starting to be really weird towards me. At first, it was one person, and then everyone popular started piling on,
Mhm.
and then I was the outcast in the entire grade. And it kind of spread to the grades beneath us as well, and people started coming up to me in person actually and talking about it as well
In person,
after seeing it online.
and you were singled out by the popular person.
Yes.
And do you know of any incident or anything that actually could have triggered this or started this? Okay.
It's really silly looking back
Mhm.
on it
Mhm.
because, I mean, this is seventh grade, we're 12 years
Yeah.
old. There was a situation where someone said something to me on the bus, and I told someone else about it because it was about them, and I wanted to protect them because I consider both of them friends. And they didn't like that, and so they went and started spreading lies about me, posting fake pictures that were supposed to
Mhm.
be me, that were inappropriate pictures, which is another huge issue,
Mhm.
um, because we were kids. But, fake images, spreading lies about me, saying really mean things, and publicly humiliating me.
Wow. How did this affect you emotionally?
I felt so sad and isolated because you learn about bullying in school, but
Mhm.
you never think it could happen to you. It's just one of those things you watch a video about. And it's just really, I was so heartbroken and I would cry myself to sleep every night.
Every night. I mean,
Every
this this
night.
this is making me emotional, 'cause I don't like this kinda stuff. How did it affect you mentally?
Oh, I became severely depressed.
Mhm.
And pause. Am I allowed to talk about like deep topics or do I need to
Yeah,
keep it light?
whatever you wanna talk about.
Okay.
Did you get the pause?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I'm typing.
Oh,
I
okay.
type it in my notes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
How should I start back up? Do I just go?
I'll just say okay, I'll just go back to asking you the question.
Mhm.
Okay. And how did it affect you mentally?
I became really depressed and I would cry myself to sleep every night. And I just felt like I had no one. So it was a situation where I would try and I shared a room with my sister at the time. So I would be covering my mouth while I'm sobbing in my bed. And I started self harming
Mhm.
and making attempts on my life. And here I am as this little 12-year-old trying to make it just like everybody else. And I'm already awkward and feeling unhappy with who I am. And then I have other people who are supposed to be my peers and supportive, and they are just destroying my self-esteem.
And I know you said you shared bedroom with your sister, and she had no clue. She didn't hear the sobs and the crying and the.
No, and that also was part of it. Part of me was really happy that she didn't say anything, and the other part of me wondered if she noticed and she just didn't care enough.
Mhm.
But I feel like I hid it well enough to where no one knew but me, and that also further isolated me.
Do did it affect you, you think, professionally?
Um, I feel like in school I became less of the person who interacted with people more. So back then, it wasn't that bad because I didn't speak in school much. I just went to school and did my work. But after that, I lost a lot of friends. And I think now as an adult, it has affected me because
Mhm.
I still get scared to talk to people. I still feel anxious, um, more so than I probably would have if that didn't happen to me.
Well, I can tell you, though, that you're very brave for even coming here
Thank you.
and doing this and sharing your story. You're braver than, a lot of people that I know right now, and I thank you for this. And you talked about the isolation. So did you feel supported at the time when you were going through this?
No, I didn't because my parents are the type to want to take action immediately. And I knew that if I told them about this, they would go up to the school and say something to the kids and their parents, and that would make the bullying worse.
Mhm.
So I chose to not have a support system that I could have had because I was scared of the outcome. But I felt that it would blow over and I could heal quicker if everyone didn't know about it.
But you had to endure this since 7th grade, your whole entire time that you were in high school.
So I ended up transferring to a
Mhm.
private school so that I could get away from all of them and possibly be able to focus on my studies better.
Mhm.
And it helped to get away from all of that because a new group of people that I didn't grow up with who don't know about that whole incident, it was refreshing to get away from that. A lot of people
Mhm.
asked me, "Oh, what happened to you? Where'd you go?" And I mean, I stopped posting on social media. I
Mhm.
stopped everything. I didn't show my face anymore.
So did your parents, was that the reason why they transferred you to private school, or they transferred you to private school that they were thinking it was something else that they were transferring you for?
I hinted at it.
Mhm.
I hinted at me being bullied. I told them around the time we were talking about
Mhm.
going to a different school, but I felt like I should just go to a different school just for a better education in general because I was
Mhm.
very huge on getting good grades and potentially marketing myself better for a college.
Right, right. Well, I'm glad that they listened to you on that aspect, because it sounds like did it get better when you went to the private school?
Absolutely.
Okay,
I mean,
alright,
every school has their own problems, but I was not cyberbullied at my new school.
great. And were there any specific moments that you can think of that were made it even more difficult when they were doing this to you?
Yes, so with the incident itself, what they did was Instagram has features where you can tag people in it, and they tagged as many people as they could, as many people as it would allow them. So, like the entire grade and people underneath our grade, and things like blocking people. I tried to defend myself in the comments and I was blocked. So, just certain features of certain social media platforms make it to where you can connect with people better, but also has the potential to hurt people.
Mhm,
And it just it's just really hard, and group chats, stuff like that. So, in our group chats, someone would say something and then everyone would pile on. People
mhm,
who had no problem with me at all, they don't even
mhm.
know the situation. It's easy to hop on the bandwagon, and it's easy to want to fit in, so you just do it because it's fun and it's just what everybody does. So, a lot of people came up with different slurs to call me
Mm,
when they found out about, like, my heritage, with my family, my culture. I was called things like African dog, um, really terrible things. Things I didn't want to hear from people who looked like me, who I thought would connect with me.
And for those who don't know, can you tell us a little bit about your cultural background and
Yes. Okay, so I am Nigerian. My mom is from Nigeria. She moved here and became a citizen when I was younger. My dad is from Mississippi. So part of that is something I want to be proud of, but that has also affected me because now I don't talk about it much. I was so proud of it as a child and proud that I get to experience other cultures. And as an adult, I don't talk about my culture much. I don't get into my culture much because I'm scared of stuff like this happening. I don't want to talk about it. So it gets to be a situation where it's shaped me.
And for someone who looks like you, who looks like me, have the same skin tone or whatever, and to call you something as an African dog, I mean, it I'm just it makes me angry. It's just hard to believe that someone would actually do that to somebody. And then when you talk about just jumping on the bandwagons, people are just going along and they think this is fun and it's for a ride and not realizing the repercussions of what you may be doing to someone that you think this is all just ha 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 and a fun and games. So how did it change your perception, the way you view social media and online communities?
It made me feel like it was more of a dangerous place than a place of creativity. As a middle schooler, I would post videos of me doing dance challenges and cute pictures of myself with filters on. And after that, I kind of just posted not not so much of myself at all. And so I feel like it became a place of this is a lot of mess and drama and just bad things happen on social media platforms. And it has continued to be that way for me because it grew into something that I didn't like.
What made you choose your major?
I have a love for video games, so I feel that every career has a chance. It has a opportunity to influence people, and I found that video games were my escape. And growing up as a girl in the early 2000s, nobody wants you playing video games. No one wants you on a computer. They want you doing something that's seen as more productive and building your future. And I found video games. So I felt like if I can try storytelling through video games, it could help people the way it helped me.
Okay. And so you got your degree in
Computer
computer
science.
science and you graduated from Mississippi College.
I did.
You did. And so a victory for those people who thought all they did was make you stronger and develop your passion and something that you're good at.
Absolutely.
So how did your friends and family, if they did they play a role in this in helping you get through this journey?
I had, and this is another thing, I'm a huge introvert, but back then it was much worse. My anxiety was super high. I had one friend um, that I made in sixth grade, and she helped me get through this a lot. And it was nice to have that one person who was kind of a neutral ground between the two. Of course, she didn't, in middle school, you don't really cut people off. You kind of just distance yourself a little, but you stay in the know. So she would kind of show me the group chats if they said anything about me because I would ask. And that was kind of my way of knowing how people felt about me. So it really helped. And I just had someone there for me that I could hang out with and talk to. But she moved away halfway across the country in eighth grade.
Okay.
So after seventh grade, people kind of fizzled out on me. And I was okay with that because peace is better than all the other things.
That's right. That's right. Did you have to seek help from any mental health organizations or therapists? Or
Yes. So I started doing therapy around the time I was 16 or so. Um, my parents at the time weren't very on board with mental health, any type of help like that. No therapy, no medication. And my doctor one day was like, "Oh, we have a therapist here, so when you come for your checkups, we can have you talk to her." And I was just so grateful to finally get someone professional to talk with about my situation.
Mhm.
And of course, I was diagnosed with all these things, anxiety disorders, depression, and it wasn't a surprise to me, but it was nice to be able to talk to someone about it, about my experience. And I wish more people would take that
Mhm.
leap and
Mhm.
get help when they need it.
How did you finally break it to your parents that you were being cyberbullied?
Very gently. I mentioned it and I kind of told them this happened to me, so I need you to understand why I didn't tell you because as a parent, they don't want to hear that you're depressed. They don't want to hear that you were bullied under their roof and you didn't tell them cuz my parents, I mean, they're supposed to be my refuge. They're supposed to
Mhm.
be
Mhm.
my shield. And so they were hurt, but at the same time, they understood why I wanted to get out of there.
Mhm.
So I told them the story of it, and just the air felt so heavy at the time. But it was nice to get off my shoulders, and I'm glad that they understood the situation.
Mhm.
But at the same time, they were pretty hurt that I didn't tell them that I was going through all of that.
Yeah, I can imagine if my own child would come to me and the fact that you were crying at night and
Mhm.
not knowing that you were hurting, and but I'm glad that you found that help with the therapist. How long did you have to undergo therapy?
I'm still in therapy,
You're still in
actually.
therapy?
So
Mhm.
um, I believe that I should just keep going forever. I mean, there's just so many things we experience on our day-to-day lives that we encounter
Mhm.
that we don't realize need to be talked about, especially in the South, is more of like
Yeah.
a,
Mhm.
keep calm and just move on. Don't talk about it
Mhm.
because we need to. When you acknowledge it, it becomes more real, and then it's on your shoulders more. But I feel that acknowledging it and talking through it and processing it is the right way to go.
You're right. You're right. And is there anything that you wanna tell that someone who's watching and they're undergoing this right now and they're being cyberbullied, what advice would you give to them?
My advice to anyone being cyberbullied is to please use your resources around you. So many schools have counselors, and I know I knew we had counselors, but I
Mhm.
found it embarrassing to even try to do that. And plenty of kids around me actually, we would have these mental health assessments that we had to take, and
Mhm.
everybody would say, "You need to lie on it. You need to lie and tell them you're not anxious. Tell them you're not depressed because you get pulled out of class to go to therapy and everybody knows about it and it's this huge embarrassment, but don't be embarrassed. Seek help and talk to people about it. Find
Mhm.
find refuge in your friends and your family and your resources that you have available because processing stuff like this alone is how we lose so many youth.
Mhm.
We
You're
lose so
right.
many
Mhm.
people to bullying, and having access to social media, I see this all over my feeds. I see
Mhm.
11-year-olds, 9-year-olds. And it's scary because I was that 11 or
Yeah.
9-year-old at some
Mhm.
point,
Mhm.
and I it just breaks my heart to see it, so I would love for more people to talk to people about how
Yes.
they're feeling.
And maybe those who are in the education system, you brought up a good point where, you kids, you smart and you learn, and like you said, lying on these assessments. Maybe there needs to be a different type of protocol or practice in pulling someone out so that
Mhm.
everyone knows that this is why you're being pulled from class. It needs to be more discreet or some better system or
Absolutely.
way of doing things. And maybe you just spark something that whoever's watching may say, we do need to do this because there's too many people dying of suicide. And
Mhm.
like you said, you found yourself doing self harm and to cope. And again, I'm glad you came here. You're sharing your story because the main purpose is helping someone and maybe that they don't have to go through what you went through. And I really appreciate you coming, sharing your story. Is there anything that you want to tell someone who's listening that we didn't talk about or discuss?
It's okay if you're not okay.
Mhm,
It's okay to be human. It's okay to be different. And it's okay to be yourself.
mhm,
And even if people don't accept you for who you are and they don't accept just quirks about you, just certain
mhm.
things, they don't like how you speak, you'll always be yourself and you can't change that too much.
When did you come to that realization?
Oh, probably in high school.
In high school. Mhm,
And it has just gotten stronger as I've gotten older. I realize that there are people out there who love how I am. And
mhm.
the people who don't, they're just boring.
That's right, that's right.
That's how I feel about it. So, I mean, you don't have to shape yourself for other people.
Mhm,
You
mhm,
have to be the best version of yourself. And in turn, that will help people around you.
mhm,
Being yourself helps other people around you who are going through things. And there were so many people I saw growing up, some of my peers, who just
mhm,
felt comfortable in their own skin. And I was like, I want to be like that. So I
yeah,
really strive to be myself as much as I can because that's how things happen.
mhm,
That's how
mhm.
you become original. That's how you become authentic and creative.
Right,
Creativity
right,
is
right.
born out of
Mhm, mhm,
being
mhm,
yourself.
mhm. And I'm glad you said that because, hey, I remember, starting my first semester of college. I'm from Florence, Mississippi, and being called a country hick, and you say "y'all" and you talk funny and those type of things, but, now I'm quick to say I'm from Rankin County, I'm a little country girl, and I'm proud to be that country girl. And Fumi, I'm so proud of the young woman that you have developed and come into be. You're
Thank you.
beautiful, you're smart, you have the whole world at your fingertips. I know that you're going to do some amazing things in your future, and I can't wait to be a part of it and just watch you continue to grow and do great things. Can
Thank
I
you
have
so much. Of course.
oh God, I said thank you so much for coming, and I feel that your story is going to help somebody. I really
Absolutely.
do. I really do. And for those who are watching, we're going to post some resources, if you need them, if you've been cyberbullied, or if you know anyone who's been cyberbullied, we will have those resources at the end of this show. Thank you for watching The Well. And again, I wish you well.